Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Programming with a Purpose. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create a model from the sound files and train it using CreateML, and after that I'm going to show you how you can use that model to classify sounds inside an SwiftUI Xcode app. So let's get started. So let's launch the Xcode and create a new model with the type of sound classification. Give it a project name and a description that will help you to later identify what this model actually does. So it is going to classify a gender based on the sound samples. So here I have pressed the create button. It is going to create the ML proj file, and after that I am going to add here the training data. So this is my data. I'm going to attach the link of this data inside the description box. And after that, I am going to basically select the different options inside the CreateML tool. So there is iterations. I've set it to 25. There is a window duration which will basically classify this much window at one time. And window overlap is basically how much of the audio can be considered from the previous audio stream. So it is now extracting the features, and then it is going to show us the trained model. So now we can see that the accuracy is quite good. It is 93.4% on the training data and 92.8% on the validation data. So it is quite a good value. And after that, I'm going to add some of the audio samples inside the preview tab to see that does it classify the audio properly or not. So let's test it with some of the samples. So now I have taken samples from male category as well as from the female gender category, and I'm going to add it. And as you can see that when I'm going to play the file, it is going to classify each of the window of the audio instead of a complete audio. So it is going to, as I'm going to play the audio, it is going to basically classify each part of the audio sample. The audio is not audible in this case because I have kept the microphone silent, but you can test it with different audios and see how it works. So here I'm just exporting the model that I have created for sound classification, and I'm going to later import it into my Xcode project. Now copy the model that I have created from the CreateML tool inside my Xcode project. Also, I'm going to copy a sample audio file inside my project to test my code. So what we are going to do here is basically we are going to create a class with the name of results observer, and we are going to pass a binding variable which is a string with the name of classification result from the content view to the function inside this class with the name of request. And we are going to process a result which is based on SN classification result. We are going to get its first entry, and then we are going to get a time. We are going to format this string and basically put it inside our variable classification result, which is then going to be displayed inside the content view. And I'm going to show you what we are going to write inside the content view next. And you can copy this class from an Apple developer website, and I'm going to paste the link inside the description box. You can copy just the code from there and make the appropriate changes that I have highlighted inside the code. Do the relevant imports, which is importing SwiftUI, AV Foundation and sound analysis, which is going to help us to process all of these sounds for this classification model. So here I have created some of the variables. One is to hold the result, which is basically the classification string that is passed from the class that we have created with the name of result observer. There is an audio file, and then there is an observer, which is basically an object of that class result observer. And then we have created a vstack that has shown a static string, which is a sound classification string. After that, there is a text which will show us all of the results of the audio processing, and then there is a button which will basically start the classification when we are going to press it. So here I've written a function classify sound, which is going to basically get an audio file analyzer from the URL of the audio that we have added inside our project. After that, it is going to create a request, which is sn classify sound request according to the model that we have added inside our Xcode project. And then it is going to basically process it. Audio file analyzer object is then going to add a request with the observer of the object of the result observer class, and after that it is going to call the dot analyze function for this audio file analyzer object. So here I'm going to update the struct gender based audio classifier app, which will be the main struct of your app. And I have added a static string, converted it into a binding string, and then created an object of result observer, passed it to the content view, because without this observer object we will not be able to call our content view. So now the code is complete, and let's run the code. Now after playing the code, you will see that nothing will be changed inside the UI. This is because of the reason that the classify sound function is not called inside the content view. So we are going to add it inside the button click in content view, and after that we are going to press this button and it is going to work. So let's add the change there. So now you can see that the classification results for all the audio intervals inside this audio, specific audio, is added and aggregated inside a simple string that we have pasted inside our UI. So you can see that at a certain time a certain percentage of confidence for a male sound is, or a female sound is, basically pasted inside our UI. So you can see that mainly it is a male sound because it is giving us a good percentage above 95%, and in one of the case 85% for all the audio intervals. So if you want to just output one gender for one sound sample, you can do this, that you can average it out over all the values that it has given you for the percentages of female and male gender. So this is the result, and this is how we can use a sound model created by ML inside our Xcode project. Do not forget to like this video and share it with your friends, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching this video, and stay tuned for the further updates and tutorials related to CreateML and other machine learning tools. Also, I really want to explore Python for feature extraction and model training, and let's see what we have in store for our this YouTube community in future. Stay tuned.